you had to learn at college?
Probably like the balance of like having fun and then studying. Like it's always so much fun to have your door open and to see everybody walk around, to know what your friends are up to know what's going on the floor. But it's okay to close the door sometimes if you have a paper to write and it's something you need to get done. It's okay to do that, and just I think a lot of it is just balance and knowing what is right for you. Freedom is great. Not having a curfew is great, but you need to know when to stop and when to like come back in and say like, okay, I need to get these things done today.
One of the things that surprised me about college is how you really have to be intentional with your relationships and your friends. The residence halls do a great job at facilitating that your first couple of years. You know, people are out walking around, but you do, in order to build that community, you've got to be able to get up and go and ask someone, you know, how are you doing? What's going on in your life? Be intentional in making those relationships and connections with people. Because that does become kind of a support network for when, you know, you're struggling with stuff.
Totally.
And even after you move out of the residence halls, or you'll have upperclassmen on your floor who move out, and you want to keep those relationships. Yep. It's going to take some work in order to keep that up, and you've got to be able to, you know, call them, say, hey, let's have coffee, let's do this, let's, you know, keep meeting.
Kind of speaking about balance, like, it's so great to have, like, the independence and to know, like, this prof might not be checking my name off if I come to class every day, or I can be there, I can not be there. But to know that class time is so important, and you're going to save yourself so much time the night before a test if you've been there and if you've been reading along. You're going to be so thankful that you were in class, that you've heard the information, that it's been through your mind once already, and, you know, keep up on your reading. Like, you have a little bit of leeway in case you have that really hard night where you just can't get it done. But try to stay on top of it, because you're going to get overwhelmed and it's going to pile up, and then things are going to get real crazy and real chaotic pretty fast. So enjoy the freedom, but also be very wise in using it. Coming to SPU, I was really excited about coming to this Christian community where people could support me, could love on me, and where I could grow in my faith. And I definitely found that here. But something that I was not prepared to encounter was the concept of drinking. And I think we all hear how it goes on every other college campus, how people drink all the time, how there's wild parties. But I think we think, well, we're coming to SPU, we're a Christian university. We all probably or should know that we've signed a contract to not drink while we attend here. But the concept of alcohol and the concept of drinking is real, and it's definitely here, and you're going to encounter it. And it doesn't matter if you live in Moyer, Emerson, Ashton, or Hill. It's going to be there, and it might not you might not encounter it in the first week, first month, but you will. And I've been on campus. I've lived in the residence halls for 3 years now, and I have gotten to watch how that affects people's lives. And it affects them socially, and it affects them in their schoolwork, and they're out late. They're coming back, and they're not coherent. Therefore, they're not getting their homework done, they're not paying attention in classes, and their grades are falling. And we live in an amazing community, a community that can support people, but when one person is choosing to live their lives differently, it affects everybody, and it affects their roommate, and it affects the people on the floor. And the only thing that I've seen come out of drinking has been a negative effect. So with all of that knowledge, what do you do with it? I think that you need to realize and you need to know right now where you stand and what you're going to do when you're confronted with drinking. And there's two options. You're either going to go for it, or you're going to hold to your morals and your values or whatever standard you've set for yourself, and you're going to have to stand strong. And I promise you right now it's going to be real hard. And when someone comes up to you on a Friday night and you have nothing else to do, you might want to go with them, but you need to remember right now the goals that you've set for yourself and the standards that you've set for yourself, and you need to stick to them. And you can do it, and you'll still make friends, and you'll still have fun. And I can promise you that you're going to get a lot more out of college if you stick to what you've set for yourself than if you decide to go with the flow and decide to drink.
And I guess to go with what Allie is saying about habits, at least for me, it was creating good habits for yourself and not creating bad ones, because it's really easy to, you know, to eat the ice cream late at night, to eat the pizza, like, oh, we're gonna go to Dick's, yeah, let's go to Dick's, you know, 3 o'clock in the morning, whoa, let's go, you know, making sure that you're getting that 8 hours of sleep a night, you know, that's gonna help you when you're in class. you know, and you're not sleeping during the lecture, or, you know, and just creating all of these good habits right now so that when you're, you know, 30, 40 years old, it's not like, oh, that's right, I need to eat right. Oh, I guess I didn't put that on my to-do list, so I guess I have to do it right now. That's not what you want to do. So we want to create them right now, and so that'll project us, you know, in a great way, you know, for our futures, because that's really what college is all about. It's really all about, you know, setting us for the future.